Hi, buonasera, good evening. What's poppin'? You already know what it is. It's your boy Big Rich getting down to business. Long day on the streets, but there was some good money to make, and the money has been made. So now that I conducted business, let's get down to our business. Mob stories. You know the team, you know the crew, you know how we do. Before we do that, what are we smoking tonight, gentlemen and ladies? I'm pretty sure there's some lady listeners that partake in the in the what do we call it, the ritual of blessing the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? So before we even get started, allow me to do what I do best and take a toke. Okay, that was a big one. Delicious. Skywalker Kush and Cactus Flower Resin. Let's go. Delicious. Let me know what you guys and gals are smoking on tonight. You know what I'm saying? Up in smoke. Bobby Deluca hoped cooperative deal would result in promotion of Tudon of New England. In 2009, Providence mob captain Robert Bobby the Cigar Deluca reached out to cooperate with the Rhode Island State Police and FBI as a way to eliminate his enemies, disgracia, and clear a path for himself to become boss of the Patriarca family. Instead, the 72-year-old DeLuca went to the Witness Protection Program. The man, once known in the East Coast underworld circles as Bobby the Cigar for his signature stogie, was inducted into the New England Mafia at the infamous October 29, 1989 ceremony recorded by the FBI 30 years ago this week. The Mafia tape served as a retrospective on the historic FBI coup. The New England Mafia broke into a war in June 1989. The battle line split mainly between Boston and Providence. The making ritual was held as a gesture to the Patriarca clan Boston faction in order to tamp down the violence. Word came in from the mob's National Commission in New York that 4 new members would be brought into the crime family from the Boston camp and 1 from the Providence regime. The Providence wise guy selected to get his button that day, Bobby the Cigar DeLuca. Fast forward 2 decades later, and DeLuca, fed up with the fellow mob figures he considered rats and undeserving of his loyalty, decided to become a rat himself. Desgraciad. Contacting RISP Organized Crime Squad Commander Stephen O'Donnell and wiring up for the next 2 years. He recorded conversations with New England mob powers Luigi Baby Shacks Monocchio, Edward Little Eddie Lotto, and Anthony Little Cheese Denunzio, amongst others. When the racketeering indictment, DeLuca's cooperation helped the feds build, finally dropped in 2011, Bobby the Cigar didn't move into the boss's seat as he intended, but moved to Florida with wife and young kids and assumed a new identity. Then, a former drug dealing mob associate of his back in Providence got pinched in 2016 and led authorities to the remains of long missing Boston nightclub owner Stevie DeSario on his property, telling the FBI that DeLuca had buried DeSario's body there in the spring of 1993. DeLuca was arrested again in July 2016 and implicated his former boss and best friend Francis Cadillac Frank Salemi for ordering DeSario's murder and tasking him with the disposal duties. DeSario was strangled to death on May 10, 1993, inside Salemi's suburban Boston residence because Salemi suspected DeSario, his partner in a failing strip club, was stealing and snitching on him to the government. Salemi was boss of the Patriarca crime family for the first half of the 1990s, surviving an assassination attempt in the unrest of '89. He too would go to enter the Witness Protection Program, however, never pointed the finger at his right hand man DeLuca for involvement in any murder conspiracies. Following his 26 arrests, DeLuca admitted to his participation in a pair of murder plots, including the DeSario hit and the 1992 gangland slaying of rogue Providence mob enforcer Kevin Hanrahan, in which DeLuca claims Salemi greenlit after getting wind of Hanrahan's plan to murder Salemi and his underboss Baby Shacks Monocchio. Deluca did all of Cadillac Frank's bidding in Rhode Island during the topsy-turvy Salemi era of the New England Mafia, deemed a Kingsman capo and allowed to report directly to Cadillac Frank in Boston. Manocchio, 92, eventually succeeded Salemi as boss, retiring in 2009. Today, he lives quietly between Providence and Florida. Cadillac Frank was charged with Stevie DeSaro's murder and went to trial in May of 2018. With DeLuca as the government's star witness, Salemi, 86, was found guilty and sentenced to life in prison. Sgracian. Salemi had been living in Atlanta under an alias prior to DeSaro's bones being dug up. A federal grand jury has been convened since April 2017, probing DeLuca's accusations in the Kevin Hanrahan hit. According to sources familiar with the inquiry and Bobby Cigar's 2016 debriefing, DeLuca named 71-year-old Providence capo Little Eddie Lotto as one of the triggermen in the Hanrahan's homicide. Hanrahan was gunned down on the night of September 18, 1992, leaving a dinner with DeLuca crew members in the city's Federal Hill neighborhood. Sgracian. Rats, 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 and more rats. Rats. Unhonorable men. It's a fucking shame. Throw some smoke in the air. Enjoy the video. Like, comment, share, but especially like the video. We need you to like the video, guys. It keeps us moving. It keeps us ahead of things. It keeps us in the public's eye. You know what I'm saying? So salute again. Good story. You know the team. You know how we do. And whose name do we got to throw some respect on really quick? Scott Bernstein. Burn something, Bernstein. Salute to you, sir. Thank you for the story. You know how we do. And listen, we got some good stories coming this week. Some real fucking long ones, too. So I may have to, record one night, edit the next night, and it be out the third. But don't think there's no stories coming. I'm just working on some really long, interesting fucking articles that Shattered found. And, so in case you don't see a video up, Big Rich is not slacking. He's busy working on more videos. Because the thing is, it's not the recording, it's the editing. And with that, I say salute.